Actually, as a joke, we always say that, yeah, I can speak Spanish. I just add an S and it's done. In Italian, we say mela.
In Spain, we say manzana.
Really different.
Yeah. Oh, same in English.
Hello. Maybe French or Spanish are kind of similar to my language.
Yeah, we both say like this line, we are definitely similar.
In English as well, we have a lot of full friends, but also a lot of similarities and words that can remind you something.
Or the same word, but pronounced different way.
Yeah, we kind of influenced each other whenever we started to move from country to country anyway, so.
And I think like English and German have similar grammar. Even though the vocabulary is a little bit different. There's definitely a lot of words from especially French. And then since Latin's the base for like the other Romance languages, there's a lot of similarities with like vocabulary, I guess.
Like Swedish, as I told you before, I was learning Swedish. Like not from the words, but from the grammar. It's also kind of similar to like German and English, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like mine is like the most similar to like American, like English. Also like the sentence structure for me is very easy to just like transform Swedish to English. And the other way around. Yeah.
So I think that Italian and Spanish are the most similar of all of these languages sitting down here. Maybe French a little bit too, but I think Italian is more similar to Spanish than French.
It's even more Latin than French, definitely.
Actually, as a joke, we always say that, yeah, I can speak Spanish. I just add an S and it's done. So.
Wow, yeah, and we also play with the accent, you know.
I think that the Germanic language group would be similar if we're looking at the grammar structure and the like daily words that we use, but then the like most of the vocabulary would be more similar to French. And since there's a lot of Latin roots, I can also, like, if I see some word in Italian or Spanish, I can kind of guess what it means, which also is similar to French, because you can also kind of, like, guess what it means, right? Unfortunately, I don't know much about Swedish, but it sounds like they're similar, too. In America, we say apple.
In Germany, we say Apfel.
Swedish, äpple.
In Spain, we say manzana.
Really different.
I was worried because of that.
In Italian, we say mela.
And in French, we say pomme.
In between, our word for apple is very different too.
I'm surprised ours are also similar. In English, we say brother.
In Germany, we say Bruder.
Swedish, we say bror.
In Spanish, we say hermano.
In Italian, we say fratello.
And in French, we say frère.
Similar.
Yeah, I feel like our languages are like pretty similar. It's just like a variation of the word. You're completely different.
You cannot tell if you just hear the word.
But for example, for you, like I would not guess.
I mean, after hearing each of yours, I was like, why are we different?
So I was surprised that even in between our languages, mine was so different. Manzana. Yeah.
In English, we say house.
In Germany, we say house.
In Sweden, we say hus.
In Spanish, we say casa.
In Italian, we say casa.
In French, we say maison.
Okay, now you're the different one.
Next time, I will be the one alone. I have to prepare myself.
In English, we say animal.
In Germany, we say Tier.
In Sweden, we say djur.
In Spanish, we say animal.
In Italian, animale.
In French, animal.
Oh, guys, we're the same this time.
Even they're not even like each other.
No, they're completely different.
Djur.
That's so pretty.
Wow.
I think it's because languages always, through the time, they change. They are in a continuous changing process. So I think maybe English comes from England and it's very close to the Latin languages. Maybe it got some words from other countries that were closer to them.
I think it makes sense that European languages are so close because we share the same space, like the same ground. It's so easy to go from one country to another. So I guess travelers could just go to another country and then the language naturally mix. I think in 11th century or something, the Normans from the north of France, they went to UK, and since they were invading, like they were the rulers, so their main language was French, and they were like asking everyone to speak French somehow. So maybe that's where some French words come from, I guess.
Maybe also because of commerce between countries.
Yeah, we are also neighbors. We just have the sea in between, but it's not so far. I mean, not America, but UK.
In English, we say hospital.
In Germany, we say Krankenhaus.
In Sweden, we say sjukhus.
In Spain, we say hospital.
In Italian, ospedale.
In French, hôpital. But for hôpital, we have a little accent on the O, and it means that before it was a OS, hospital. So we also have the same actually.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think like in Germany we didn't really take like any other language. We just like took the words and its meaning to make the word hospital. You know, like you know what I mean? Like sick people home kinda translated. So I think we were not really influenced by other languages. We were just taking from the German language and making a word itself.
Yeah. Because in Swedish it's exactly the same. It's sick house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you go there because you're sick.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
I like it.
In English, we say people.
In Germany we say Menschen.
Yeah, människor. Person.
In Spain, we say gente.
In Italian, we say persone.
Maybe in Spain, we say personas. Yeah, because we have a lot of words for people, like gente, personas.
Another one in Italian is gente.
Oh, gente, okay.
But it's more commonly used persona.
We use more gente then.
In French, we say peuple or personne.
Even gente is similar to like gentleman in English.
Well, I think it's also written the same way as gentleman.
Seems like in English, if there's like two ways to say something, and then if it's like from the like meaning itself from the word, it might come from the German side. But then if it's not, then if it's just the word itself, maybe it's from the Romance languages, from like Latin.
Yeah, that's
What do you guys think?
In Sweden, we usually have like two words put together to make the word. Like hospital, like sjukhus, like sick house. We have a lot of those kind of words in Swedish. It's not like the direct translation to English, but in Swedish it makes sense.
Do you think it might be because the words that are the shortest one, because they were like essential words, but then hospital was probably created later, so they had to create a word for hospital? Like a sick house, because before there was no sick house, so they had to find a name, and they were like, it's a house for sick people.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because I think in our languages, I mean, I speak about my Italian, we don't have this kind of constructions or this kind of words.
Maybe we have in Spain, we have some words that are made with two words. Maybe like espantapájaros is like something that kicks out the birds. How do you say in English? Like when you have like a lot of vegetables on the floor and you put that.
Oh, a scarecrow.
Yeah, a scarecrow.
Oh, same in English.
In Spanish, it's same. It's like espantapájaros is like kicking out the.
Oh, so it's like the same meaning, but just different words themselves.
Two different words in the same word.
This is like a really casual type of conversation, so it seems like maybe the more commonly used words or basic words maybe are more like Germanic or like Old English, and then maybe the more advanced ones or like formal words could be from Romance.
So in Germany, for I, you can say ich. So it sounds really similar to the Old English actually.
In Sweden, we say jag. So that's very, very different.
In Spain, we say yo, which is similar to yours, maybe?
In Italian, we say io, so it's the same or different accent.
And in French, we just say je.
It sounds a little bit like Spanish and Italian, like yo, it's like yo.
Yeah, actually, it's like a J-E. So maybe J and I are similar letters, so maybe it's similar roots too.
But then the Swedish one sounds more like your languages than your languages.
How do you spell the Swedish?
J-A-G.
Okay.
So for Germany, we say Freunde.
Swedish is completely different. We say vänner.
No, in Spanish it's very, very different. It's amigo.
Yeah, it's similar to ours. In Italian, we say amico.
And in French, ami. Literally the same base.
What about the word some?
In Germany, it's really different, I feel like. We don't just have one word to express some. We say ein paar. So it's like two words combined to express the word some.
And also in Sweden, we can say like a few different words. But in like this kind of sentence, we would say några.
I like how it sounds.
Really pretty, actually.
Yeah. In Spain we say algunos or algunas, but in this case, algunos.
And in Italy, it's pretty similar, kind of same actually, alcuni.
I think in French we would say like we read books, like some, putting some in a sentence is not very natural for us. But if we had to, we would say quelques. Quelque is like a few, more like in this meaning, I guess.
Yeah, because that's what's in Swedish. Like we usually don't put some in the sentence. We just skip that, and like we read books. We don't have that many like small words in the sentence, but like just to translate some is några.
In English too, like I feel like we could use several or a few.
Or actually in Italian also qualche is a similar,
Quelque, I think, yeah. Maybe the writing too is Quel.
For us is CHE, but
it
sounds really similar.
The pronunciation too.
So Trump pushing immigration plan meets with family of woman killed in 2007. So it looks like, since this one's more of a formal occasion and it seems like a newspaper article. So what about the word immigration? That's more of like a formal word. How would you guys say it?
It's pretty similar. In Spanish we say inmigración.
Same in Sweden. We have just a little bit like a different pronunciation. We say immigration.
In Germany we say immigration.
Kind of common word maybe, because in Italian too is immigrazione.
And immigration, with the exact same writing.
So probably everything's obviously from Latin, just like the pronunciation changed to maybe fit the language.
And maybe because it's a political word, like every country needs to understand each other on these measures.
And immigration itself is people going to different countries. So they probably had to figure out how should we describe this concept. Yeah. Oh, what about family?
Italian is just same. Familia.
In Spanish we say familia.
In Germany we say familie, so it's also really similar.
In Swedish, familia.
Okay, and famille.
Wow.
So
This way is a common ground.
I mean, everyone has a family. So out of English vocabulary, 26% of it is Germanic, and then 58% total is Romance, so 29% from French and then 29% from Latin, which is interesting because that's higher than Germanic, but it's still considered a Germanic language.
I mean, I'm French, but I don't really... For me, French was a Latin language, mostly, and yet it's differentiated, so I'm confused.
Maybe it's the Latin language and not the Latin group of language that they mean.
True. And we have Greek words too in French, so...
There's some Greek words in English too, like 6%. I think it's more of the philosophy or medical terms are from Greek. Yeah.
Plants. All the plants are in Latin.
True.
It was interesting.
That is very like different in some ways, and then on the other hand, it's similar in other ways.
Yeah.
And somehow I think that also explains why even when you meet some new people, like you can catch some parts of the language more easily, because we just like kind of, like nowadays, everything is mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still changing. My little brothers in France, they still use words from Arabic now that I don't know about, but they use it like constantly, so I guess language are always mixing with it. They use it like a slang, maybe.
Even in English, they're just making up random new words, like from like TikTok or something, I feel like, and now they're in the dictionary, so it's probably the same in like other languages.
Also through social media, a lot of those words, they spread so easily these days, so it's easier to like mix languages, I think.
In Spanish, we take a lot of English words and we transform them into more Spanish-sounding words. Yeah. I think that as English language is the worldwide language, it's the main language nowadays. So we are starting to take some words from English and we are bringing them to our vocabulary. For example, followers. In Spain, when we talk about followers, they are followers in English.
Same in Sweden.
We have a German word for it, but we don't really, like, I mean, some people probably use it, but like usually you use the English words to like express those things.
So now it's the opposite.
Yeah, that's it. You are absorbing us.
So today we discussed if English is a Germanic or Romance language and some of the examples with that from different languages.
So if you like the video, please like it, subscribe and comment down below.
Okay, we will see you next time.
Bye!